What's up, everyone? This is part 2 of how to not do the snatch. This is the knee swoop. Let's roll clip and let's break it down.
Staff meeting, go through a house. Yes.
Okay, so let's break this down. In a nutshell, this is very similar to like the Gangnam Style swing, the video that I made on that. This is a simple case of me trying to use the wrong muscles to get the bell up. So as I start this, I'm going to hike my bell. I'm in pretty good position here. But this is where things go wrong. From here, all I should do is just drive really hard through the floor, like I'm doing a kettlebell swing, a clean. I'm just driving my legs down. I'm pressing through the floor. And when I press through the floor, think of Newton's third law. Every action, there's that opposite equal reaction. I'm going to get the exact same amount of up. That is what should drive my bell up. In this case, you're going to see my legs. They don't really fully straighten. I don't get that full extension through the floor. So from here, because my legs are not pushing down, you can see they still haven't even bent. They still haven't even straightened. If they're not doing the work, well, something else is. Well, in this case, my lower back, my back in general, is going to just have to overarch. It's going to have to overfire to kind of snap the bell up there. So as I start to do this, pause. You can see here, look at my body. See a nice lean backwards. My legs still haven't driven down. My legs should have been well straight by this point. A long time ago. But they didn't, so now my back had to do the work. The bell still goes up there, and then I kind of re-straighten my body to catch it. Everything gets kind of thrown off at this point. You can see that as I do this, because I had to use my lower back to arch to get me there, that really affects my finish. So you can see my finish position. I'm still not straight. My core is completely unattached, meaning you should see a nice straight line from my ears all the way down to my heels. And if you kind of trace a line from my body, it's sort of doing this. Legs are here, then my back does this little loop-de-loop, and then my arm is straight. That should be a straight line. That should be connected. This is not as common as the mistakes I see in the snatch, but it's something that I see enough to where the fix is really going to be maybe not even working on the snatch. A lot of times what I'll have people do is just work on swings. Work on swings or deadlifts, just learning what driving force through the ground feels like. Because if you're not doing that, well, how about this? If you're doing this during the snatch, there's a good chance that you might also be doing this during your swings or your cleans. And maybe not. It could be that you're snatching a bell that's just too heavy for you, so maybe lighten your load. Train with a lighter load so you can eliminate this problem and then, bell up. But again, from here, let's just watch this in slow motion. Bell comes down. My downstroke is fine. I'm in good position here. On my way up, though, once again, if my legs do not push down, knees come forward, they still haven't bent, or they still haven't straightened out, and now the only thing that's left is for my lower back to just try to whip backwards. Boom, there it is. And if I pause right here, it looks like I'm trying to do the limbo. Other factors to keep in mind here while you're doing this could be your stance might be too wide. I see a lot of people with really, really wide stances. If your stance is too wide, that's going to affect the way that you drive through the floor. Obviously, your legs need to be wide enough so that you can get a comfortable swing. I do double bell snatches, and it makes it hard sometimes to get into a good stance because I got to go wider, especially if I'm snatching 2 double 24-kilo bells. I got to be wider. But if I go too wide, I'll do the exact same thing. I don't really get a good press through the floor. So I really want you to think about jumping. If I told you to jump, how would you have your feet positioned? Then just think of that, but now I have to do that and allow room for a bell or 2 bells to get between my legs. If you can't jump from the position you're in, you're sure as hell not going to be able to drive your legs through the floor while you're doing a snatch. Okay, this is the knee swoop snatch. I'll have more to come soon.